G'day collectors, Sci-Fi back again, another action figure review. Here we are, 6-inch Black Series goodness, and some of the best we've seen this year. Yeah, they've really gone out to town on this one. This is the Revenge of the Sith. Da-da. Doesn't say what it is, but we can guess what it is. It's Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this was a San Diego Comic-Con SDCC exclusive, but not now. You can actually buy it anywhere, well, not anywhere, but you can buy them in stores. Yeah, I was so happy to get this. That's the slipcase that it comes in. On the back there, not much. There's not much on this slipcase at all. Doesn't even say who the figures are. Looking at the side there, if you have a look, it says there, what is it? On the lava planet Mustafar. At the end of the Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker, now Sith Lord Dark Vader. Rightio. Dun, 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 dun. We all know it's an iconic part of the show, the actual series itself. Getting it out. I'll get rid of the slipcase. There we go. How cool is that? You've probably seen a few reviews of it, but this is mine. And we'll get to look at this all together. I have removed the plastic covering there, and you get to see, if you really want to, you could display it like that, couldn't you? Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to pull it out because it does not fit in my cabinets up there. I'm not going to move the camera because the gimbal was an absolute pain in the ass to move around, and it will slip and fall over. But yeah, my cabinets, as you might know, can house anything from 10-inch NECA figures, 7 6-inch figures. And we'll see how this goes, but it can't take the whole box. And I'm not an in-box collector anyway. Alright, so let's have a look. And there we go, it actually does mention there at the top. Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, the Mustafar Duel Deluxe, I'm going to call it, not San Diego Comic-Con, because you can get it in toy stores and pop culture stores in most countries. Okay, let's have a look at this together. So after a bit of a disastrous pulling everything out of the box, the backdrop Mustafar lava scene, that all tore to bits. There was that many bloody bits of rubber bands, tape, plastic wrapped around it. This sucker was not coming apart. Everything was not going to move, but it did eventually. I managed to get it. So there's your base, the Mustafar base, that you can have Obi-Wan or Anakin having a battle on. And you can, if you really want to. I'm not now, as I said, my gimbal broke. I'm sick of this, buying this sort of shit for these things. And that's what it looks like. And you notice holes here. We will talk about that. Yep, that's all good. And then, again, another thing that did not want to cooperate with me. That's the Mustafar panning droid. I remember these from the original Black Series. Sorry, not Black Series. The original Revenge of the Sith figures. They actually did make these. But it was holding a bucket sort of thing full of lava. It was called the Mustafar panning droid. And again, I was there. Nice finish, nice colour, sort of a bronzy grey look on it. Looks fantastic. They've really gone to town on this. It's just a little bit tilted. That's okay. You can slot them. The molds will go in there. You can click it in and whatnot. I will do that in a minute. Yeah, I would do it on camera, but yeah, I'm having to hold this bloody thing in two hands now. Doesn't matter. It was a very cheap gimbal. Get another one. Look at that. Sludge. There's cold molten lava poured over there. They've went to town. This is just fantastic. This is not a toy, people. This is a display set. Fantastic. Alright, let's get some look at some of the other stuff that's available on this. Alright, so I'll go through a few accessories. There's multiple besides the lightsaber hilts and the normal saber. There's all these swoosh effects with them. There's two small... Oh, yeah. There you go. There's two of those. Two extremely larger ones. Where's that one? Yep. Yeah, wow. You can really go full display here, whichever one you want to do. And then even medium size, which are pretty good. And if you look at them, now this is the cool thing. The saber has, see, the other ones, they just, these have a trace. So it's darker blue on one side, and it just fades out and goes lighter. So it's got an actual directional pose. I mean, some of the ones, even the Hot Toys ones, they... Yeah, and I've seen them before in my son's collection. They just look like they're going back and forward. But yeah, you got directional pose. So there you go. I think they'll be worthwhile using. I might have to spend some time and put some photos on Instagram. But also, here's one, the lightsaber clash. That's where you put the two sabers together. Pity, again, my gimbal's broken. I'll see if I can actually get those two together. Just so you can get an idea. Alright, and there we are. Put those two together. See, that's what you can get. Raise them up a bit higher or lower, and they fit in quite nice. They are designed to do that, if you want to. So if you're going to put both Anakin and Obi-Wan on there, on that main base, yeah, you do that. Yeah, that looks cool. I might save them for another set that might be coming out soon. Alright, a couple other things here. I've got some Force hands. There we go. Unfortunately, I think they're both left-handed, because I was going to give these to Ezra Bridger. Maybe I can sneak that through, yeah. I'm not going to... Again, you can do the whole, yeah, Force push thing, which happened in the show. Yeah, very worthwhile doing. It's not bad. And again... Last of the accessories before we look at the figures. That's a secondary head of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's, God, that's brilliant, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, we've definitely needed an update on that guy. Looks freaking awesome. And then another one, and these are just your basic stoic poses. That's not too bad. That's pretty darn good. I like it. Alright. Yeah, not bad. But the ones I want are the ones on the figures. Let's have a look at them. Oh, one more thing before we look at the figures. Also comes with peg stands for the peg holes. We've got 3, 6, 8. Yep, matching in with that. So, and you can take them in, put them out, whatever. Hopefully they'll be of good use. Yeah, it's a good idea, honestly. They've really gone to town here. I've kept them all in the sticky tape so they don't... Everything else was put in bloody sticky tape. Why wasn't this? Because it was. Alright, let's have a look at the first one. Sorry, let's have a look at my vacuum cleaner. Ah, okay. Kenobi! Yep. Finally got him. Now that looks better. He's got more of a determined, sweaty hair, or messy. You're gonna have to use this because it's a scene, isn't it? Where, yeah, he's not looking cool and calm. He's on a really friggin' hot lava planet with, you know, one slip and he's dead and all that sort of stuff. And it looks bloody awesome. That looks a bit weird. Yeah, so he's got his karma. I wouldn't call it a karma because it's not. It's just part of his robes, not his actual cape. But yeah, look at that. Yeah, they've gone to town. And this, besides the packaging of making everything bloody impossible to get out, which doesn't matter anyway, should have done that first, I reckon, and just shown off the whole thing. His robes are quite clean. Yeah, he's on Mustafar. It's dirty, smoky, hot. Bits and pieces of lava are pockmarking his jacket. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have seen the makings of Revenge of the Sith, the continuation and costume department had about 5 or 6 different bits of clothing for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and each and every one, as the film continues towards its dramatic end, it gets dirtier and it's got burns and marks, and it doesn't look so clean. It never really did anyway, only when he first walks off the ship and confronts Anakin Skywalker there. So yeah, that could have been, because we're smack bang in the middle of this battle, aren't we, when this is all happening. I believe it's a big nitpick, but it is one that's warranted. Yeah, the clothing could have been a lot more, burnt, pock holes in it, and yeah, just filthy. Because yeah, he gets out of there the skin of his pants. Bit different with Anakin Skywalker. I like this one. That looks great. There we go. He's not Anakin Skywalker. He's now Darth Vader. And this is brilliant. Look at this. This is such... wow. I don't think we've ever had plastic on a figure like this. I don't think... hang on, I'm going back to Obi-Wan. Yeah, we do. It's sort of similar, but this one is so thin and... wow. That is incredible. That's amazing. There we go. Got his robot and his cybernetic arm. Looks good. It's not... again, you couldn't really... I mean, I don't know if the clothing department sorted out his clothing to do the Mustafar. So you got that. You got some slight plastic there. Very thin, very easy to... yeah, geez, I wish I had my gimbal now, because I need to put him in some pretty good poses. But that looks brilliant. And a lot of other collectors, a lot of other reviewers have said this is the ultimate Anakin Skywalker. And yet you want to keep him with his determined Vader face, don't you? Not the relaxed one. Will he stand normally if you're going to? Probably not. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's try and get him into some sort of pose, shall we? What a great set. Not bad at all. So there you go. It's a pretty minimalist pose for these two. We'll try and sort out some really good poses. I took forever to try and get them into this, and I'm not a fan of that panning droid not standing solid. This bit does. Maybe it does well. Oh yeah, I can't pose figures for shit. I'm not very good at it. Anyway, that's what it is. It looks great. Is it worth the money? Eventually it will be, when I finally get it into some decent poses and sort some stuff out. But yeah, and I am looking forward to the Empire Strikes Back one when that comes out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be mucking around with this for a little bit. Taking some other photos. Alright, there we go. Thanks for... there we go, even the light said stop. Alright, there we go. Thanks for watching for so long. Alright. I hope you enjoyed. Are you guys picking this one up if you can? Okay. Sci-fi out. And the Force is with you. Always.